Look, let's go ahead and move on to the defense. Will, all things considered, only gave up the 30 points. Uh, got our first turnover, won the turnover battle.
There we go.
Shout out to Mike Sanders still getting that first reception.
Off a bad pass.
Bad
pass, a little bit of a tip.
Andrews could have caught it too. Yeah. But I'll take it. We're getting the first turnover. But all in all, man, we couldn't stop the run. Zay Flowers had himself a game of games. We couldn't get him off the field on third down. They were 6 of 10. It's just talk to me, Will, because there are things that point to saying that we did good in this game, holding this team to 30 and things of that nature. But at the same time, sometimes you can say they just did just enough to win. They knew how to just keep us at bay, but our defense we couldn't get off the field. We couldn't stop them, man. Talk to me.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say we did what we had to do to only have them score 30 points. Maybe. I don't know. That's still not. You're really
optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Very optimistic. So in our keys to victory last week, one of my big parts was we got to contain Derrick Henry.
Yep.
I said we got to contain Derrick Henry so that we can make Lamar be the one in one-on-one coverage with our DBs beat us. Well, we didn't contain Derrick Henry. Nope. He ran for 132 yards and had 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
And towards the end, when they needed to make a stop, he was like, you ain't, freight train's coming through. So we didn't do that. And we allowed Lamar to go off. He had over 300 yards passing. Zay Flowers had 9 catches for 132 yards. Let's see, Rashad Bateman had like 4 catches for 71 yards. He really had Nate may say he's making progress. He would know better than I did, but he hasn't been much since coming in this league. And I like him because he's a gopher. Andrews was at one point like, oh gosh, is he done? Is likely taking over that tight end 1 spot. He had 3 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, why don't this be the game that we go little man coverage? We add some guys to the box. Let's put our corners on island, see if they've made improvements. They haven't. We're still not a man team. We cannot play man defense in the back end. Our corners are very bad. This was probably St. Juice's worst game. So, we got some problems there. So, that's my defensive recap. It was not good. Not good.
It wasn't. Everything we said we needed to do, we did not do. And to your point, the fact that we could not stop the run from Henry or from Lamar opened up the pass. So then when we started putting people in the box, then they start gashing us on the back end, man. And it's just that repetition, that constant beating us up. And so I think Anton said, I feel in the first quarter, defense was ready, was running for Henry, opened up Flowers and easy 100 yards by half.
Yeah, I think they did. They were focusing on that. Yeah,
absolutely. And there was definitely points in the beginning of the game where you're seeing us take down Henry. You're seeing us stop him and kind of limit Lamar from what he's doing. But it's that constant just over and over till eventually the dam breaks. And then he breaks off a couple big ones, or Lamar gets a read option or a QB run. And then I think there was that one time where it was an early, like 3rd and 1, and they ran like a QB run to sweep to the left. And then Lamar got 8 yards down the field before he was even touched. His linemen were out there and they pushed their guys out, and Lamar was just kind of, jogging out there. And it was just like, come on, guys, come on. So, yeah, they definitely did what they're supposed to. Ben Cornett said Commanders stood toe-to-toe with the Ravens for 4 quarters, still early, but it looks good for the team. Absolutely. And Ab said Bateman is a Jag, and he had a great game for us.
Yeah. On us. Well, so Nathan's talking about Joe Witt Jr. and what did he do? Sometimes it's just my thoughts is it's not always the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Absolutely.
And their Jimmy is better than our Joe. Zay Flowers is better than our DBs that we're putting out there. And when they're putting up their 1 versus our 1, this is where we talk about having, realistic expectations and recognizing where we have our faults. And when we did try and go, focus on, hey, we got to stop Derrick Henry, corners, you got to take care of this.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. And see, and that's a little bit of I totally agree with that. And that's kind of where where some of the things I was thinking is kind of like, when you really break it down to those players are absolutely legit. Like, this is a top tier offense, number one rush offense. And you know what I mean? So big time defenses have had problems stopping them. But when we kind of pressed up and you see what happens in the back end, it's like you said, this is what we expected. So no matter what you tried to put out there to stop them, eventually they were going to bust through. Eventually they were. And again, I think we did good as far as trying to contain, not by the numbers, but for a while. And maybe the first half, I'll say that, the first half. Second half, they just opened it up on us, kind of like in the Tampa game. And look, Tampa, you guys get Lamar Monday night, so I'm definitely eager to see that one. But yeah, no, man. Look, at the end of the day, this is a learning lesson for us. Like you said, now we already knew what was on our defense. We know the shortcomings, and this is just things that we have to address. And then obviously, we'll talk about this later with the Jonathan Allen injury. I remember there was a certain part in the second half where we're just looking. I was looking out and see with a buddy, and I was just like, "Where is John? Like, where's Jonathan? Where?" And then you start to see him on the sidelines. But again, I'm at the bar, so I couldn't hear the audio that said that he was out with torn pec and all that. I don't know if they knew the full extent at that particular point, but we did notice that he was not on the field, man. So frustrating, definitely frustrating. But look, this is kind of what we expected going into this game, man. So. Yeah, buddy. So look, we're not going to harp too much on how poorly the defense played. I still give a pass that bend. No,
they broke.
There's
no bending happening out there.
I wanted to keep the bending. No, but they definitely broke.